Hello everybody and welcome back to Resident Evil HD. I hope that this will be the finale. I'd like to end it off on an even 20 parts. So let's go ahead and let's get right to it. We powered up the elevator in the last video and that is going to allow us to kind of go into the finale of the game. We've done pretty much everything that there is to do in the laboratory. So let's power this baby up and get the hell out of here.
Jill.
Barry.
You could have at least waited up for me, you know?
Let's go.
Oh, it's good that Barry caught up to us. We're in this together, Barry. I saved your life, and now hopefully you're on the side of good, and you will help me out. I hope saving your life is not something I'm going to regret, Barry, because if it is, I swear to God.
Wesker!
Thank you, Barry.
Well, what do you know?
Oh, don't blame Barry for everything. I hear that his better half and two lovely daughters will be in danger if he doesn't do everything I tell him to.
Wesker, you're pathetic.
Well, you shouldn't worry too much, dear. You'll be free of all this anyway.
Why eliminate stars?
Believe it or not, that's Umbrella's intention.
You're just a slave of Umbrella.
Smart girl. But I think you misunderstand me. The things you mention are nothing. I'll burn all of them along with this entire laboratory. Barry, go up on the ground and wait there.
Barry.
You gotta love Barry. He must really be afraid of Umbrella.
You and Umbrella took his family. You bastard. Oh!
Umbrella? Well, I used some carrots and sticks to cow him, but it had nothing to do with Umbrella. I just used Barry for my personal interests. Though both you and Barry seem to think I was following Umbrella's orders.
What? What are you planning?
I guess it's time for show and tell. It's magnificent.
For the sake of this thing.
You know, I hate goodbyes.
Barry!
Forgive me.
No, you're not to blame. It's Umbrella and Wesker.
Even if it meant my family, I couldn't bear turning my back on my friends again. Shit! Damn it!
Jill and Barry together. In hell.
You want a piece of me?
What? Premature.
No, Barry! You viral cultured freak.
Okay, so now we get to kill the tyrant. I have brought my grenade launcher along for this. Wow, that was a hit and a miss now, wasn't it? That's a little embarrassing. Because this guy of course, it takes quite a few hits and hits pretty heavy, as you can see there. I got myself cornered, which wasn't good. I loaded my grenade launcher up with incendiary shells. I also brought along some acid shells. And you're pretty much trapped in this room here. There's not really a lot of places to go, so you just want to try and shoot him as many times as you can before he's able to corner you. And after hitting him a few times, he will go down. We need to try and find a way out of this place now. We can release the emergency electronic lock. We better check on Barry and make sure that he's okay. Wesker's not looking too hot. What a pathetic way to die. And we can also read an observation note that he's holding. The discovery of the G virus was in fact 21 years after the administration of the P virus, which is what Lisa and Jessica were subjected to. The prototype parasite, which we had delivered from a laboratory in France, was administered to the sample specimen. The sample specimen took in the parasite without showing any signs of adverse reaction. The lack of any reaction was an unsolved mystery, but now everything is clear to me now. The prototype parasite was incubating in the sample specimen's body for 21 years. Then from that incubating state, the prototype suddenly mutated, evolved, maybe a more appropriate word to describe it. This observation gave me more insight into my research. Through further modification and testing, I was able to derive a method to create the G that surpasses the performance of the T. This was the breakthrough that would change the future of the BOW's history. I can't wait to see the look on Alexa's annoying face when I finally announce my research, but unfortunately I'll have to wait a few more years to completely verify my findings. William Birkin. William Birkin is Sherry Birkin's father, one of the characters in Resident Evil 2, the main researcher.
Barry! Barry! You're okay.
He's alive!
Jill, sorry. That was careless of me. Wesker.
He's gone.
First, let's just get out of here.
Ah, right. Well, all's well that ends well, I suppose.
Wesker must have set it off. Let's hurry.
So now it's a race against the clock. This whole place is going to self-destruct, and we have to get the hell out of here. Now, I don't really know what happened to Wesker, but we don't really have time to find out. We have to leave this place. But we can't leave without seeing what was behind that door that we unlocked with our MO discs. Now that we've released all of the electronic locks, we now have the option to go back and open up that door and see what's behind it. We put in all that effort to pick up those MO discs and unlock that big door, so we can't forget to do that before we leave. So many stairs. This looks like a bit of a prison or a jail cell or something.
Jill!
Chris, you're okay.
Glad to see you are too. Anything on Wesker?
We'll talk later. First, let's get going.
Alright, hey, saving our buddies. First Barry and then Chris. So yes, the purpose of those MO discs is to save your partner from the jail cell. If you're playing as Jill, it will be Chris, and if you're playing as Chris, you will be able to save Jill. You can go back into the room after you've saved your partner and pick up some shells. If you're going for 100% run, picking up all the items, then don't forget to do that. It's a very, very easy thing to overlook. And now that we have done that, we have saved Barry and we have saved Chris. That is going to allow us to get the best ending.
Come on, let's go.
And I should also note that in any other ending besides this one, the self-destruction countdown doesn't happen. You're not under any sort of timed pressure. It's only in the case where you save Barry and Chris. Or just Barry, I think, even. That whole sequence with Barry plays out differently if you hadn't saved him and it's just Jill in the laboratory with Wesker on her own. So now we're back at the item box, and there's going to be a couple items for us to pick up, so I'm just going to go ahead and empty out my inventory a little bit here, just so we have a few extra slots. You also have the opportunity to save if you want to, or pick up anything that you think you might need.
Come on, hurry!
And then finally, we can use our emergency elevator that we saw when we first came into this area. And there are definitely some goodies here to pick up. We've got 2 first aid boxes and some shotgun shells. And it's important to keep at least 1 inventory slot open. That is key because there is a key item that we have to pick up in this area.
This is Brad. I'm running out of fuel. If there's anyone alive, contact me now or just give me a sign. I repeat, this is your last chance.
So Chris and Barry will follow us. And on the floor here we have a fuse unit, and that's the key item you need to pick up. Once you have that, you can put the fuse unit here, and that will allow us to continue onwards.
3 minutes to detonation.
Damn it! We're almost there! Jill, you just get in contact with Brad.
No!
We can make it. Jill, ladies first.
Chris!
Would you let me have my moments too?
All right. We'll rendezvous at the heliport.
Oh, I love that line. Chris, you're just so smooth. So smooth with the ladies. So Barry and Chris are going to stay behind. Don't worry, they'll catch up later. And now is when our 3-minute time limit starts. So we have 3 minutes to complete this next section. This is the final boss and the finale of the game. When we get up to the rooftop, we can pick up the signal rockets, and we can use those to signal Brad, our helicopter pilot, so that he can come and pick us up.
Jill!
You made it.
He's back! He takes out Chris right away. And then he goes for Barry. Now Barry is going to be able to help us with this. Not very much, but you will have your friends here sort of helping you out. And what we need to do is kill the tyrant before the time limit runs out. So if you have your grenade launcher, I would strongly recommend using that. That is the best weapon against this guy. Your magnum would also work really well. Or if you prefer your shotgun, you could use that too. Completely up to you.
Jill, you
Once you pump enough rounds into him, Brad will drop the rocket launcher for you. And you can use that to shoot the tyrant and to end his life once and for all. Now, if he's not distracted or he sees the rocket coming, he will deflect it. We end off with a bang, literally, and it's happily ever after. You will only get that tyrant fight a second time if you're going with the best ending. If you've rescued Barry and Chris. You may just have to rescue Barry. I haven't tested that out yet. And goodbye to the Spencer Mansion. Jill, Chris, and Barry make it out alive. And we can now go home. There you have it, guys! Resident Evil HD finished off on a beautiful 20 parts. I couldn't have timed that better. I think I did a pretty good job, all things considered. I mean, I'm not a great player of this game. I'm not good at it on higher difficulties, and I certainly made a couple of really stupid mistakes, but we didn't die once. We were pretty liberal with our healing items and our ammo. I mean, we did avoid enemies when we had the opportunity to. I showed off everything I could possibly show off with Jill. The stuff with Plant 42, rescuing Barry and Chris, the whole ammo disc thing. We showed off all of her outfits. So I feel pretty good about this playthrough. And I don't know, now that I've finished it, I kinda want to do Chris's just for fun, you know, just to sort of have that comparison. I think there's enough differences between the two that it is worth playing again, especially if you've really liked the game. Like, if you played this through and you thought it was totally awesome and you want to see something a little bit different, then I would highly recommend doing Chris's campaign. Or Jill's if you started with Chris's first. You have that option if you want. So this was an older Resident Evil game. A complete classic, redone in HD. It looked beautiful, it plays beautifully, and I was very, very happy to play this game over and over and over again. And I hope you guys really enjoyed watching it.
Jill, you did
And that is our final result. So 6 hours and 30 minutes. We also get the amount of enemies we killed, ammo we used, ink ribbons, and health items we used. So not bad. Again, it took me a bit longer because it is a playthrough and I was doing a quite extensive amount of talking and explaining and those kinds of things. It probably wouldn't have taken me as long if I had been playing on my own, but that's not a bad result if I do say so myself. If it's your first time playing or you want to save your clear data, you can. You can save it to a different slot, and then what you can do is load the game up and you'll have access to the closet key, the outfits, weapons you may have unlocked, you know, those kinds of things for another playthrough. So that's going to be it for me, guys. I really hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you all so very much for your support. And please let me know if you want me to do a Chris playthrough, because if you guys want to see it, then I would be more than happy to do that for you. Until next time, guys, thank you all so very much, and I will be seeing you in another playthrough.